Marriage is a joyous occasion. It is connected in our thoughts with the magic charm of the home, filled with all that is pleasant and attractive in the tenderest and most sacred relations of life. That's why we're here today to join in holy matrimony, George and Timi.
Summer rain is passing over, and it feels like a dream. I could run and look for shelter, but you hold on to me. I'm under your skies. I'm caught in your eyes. Don't you know you stopped the room? And all that I can see is you. I'm standing where the lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime, in a lifetime. You must be my once in a lifetime.
She was one of my early crushes, and I remember telling my roommate, someday I'm going to marry that girl, back in 1989. And God just kind of takes you on, well, we take ourselves on certain paths, but God ultimately brings us back, and what He has for us certainly is for us. And I couldn't be happier being with my wife today.
There's so much that I have told you, but it's all in my head. Ask me anything you want to, 'cause the answer is yes. I'll spend my whole life just being caught up in your eyes.
George and I met in College Park, Maryland. I'd say it was around 1989 at the University of Maryland in College Park. The only place to be, jerks. I just remember always running on campus and seeing people on campus. I didn't spend a lot of time outside of track. And I would see George and he would speak, and he was just so nice and sweet and charming. And we always spoke and just kind of remained friends from afar.
Don't you know you stopped the room? And all that I can see is you. I'm standing where the lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime, in a lifetime. You must be my once in a lifetime. So before the storm is past, I just wanna ask, can we make this moment last? So before the storm is past, I just wanna ask, can we make this moment last? Moment last. You stop the room, and all that I can see is you. I'm standing where the lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime, in a lifetime. You must
George, will you have Timi to be your lawful wedded wife, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keeping thee only unto her, so long as you both shall live?
I will.
Beautiful. Timi, will you have George to be your lawful wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance and the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keeping thee only unto him, so long as you both shall live?
I will.
I call upon these persons present
I call upon these persons present
to witness
to witness
that I, George,
that I, George,
do take you, Timi,
do take you, Timi,
to be my lawful wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in
in
health,
sickness and in health,
to love
to love
and to cherish,
and to cherish,
till death us do part,
to death do us part,
according to God's
according to God's
holy ordinance,
holy ordinance,
and thereto
and thereto
I pledge to you
I pledge to you
my vows.
my vows.
Okay.
I call upon these persons present
To witness
to witness
that I, Timi,
that I, Timi,
will take you, George,
take you, George,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
my lawful wedded husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day on,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
from richer or for
for
poorer,
richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love
to love
and to cherish,
and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's
according to God's
holy ordinance,
holy ordinance,
and thereto
and thereto
I pledge to you
I pledge to you
my vows.
my vows.
Timi, my darling,
Timi, my darling,
as a pledge,
as a pledge
and in token of the vows,
and a token of the vows
between us made,
between us made
with this ring,
with this ring,
I thee wed,
I thee wed,
George, my darling,
as a pledge,
as a pledge,
and in token of the vows,
and in token of the vows
between us made,
between us made
with this ring,
with this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
For those whom God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. For as much as George and Timi have consented together in holy wedlock, and have witnessed the same before God and this company, and have given and pledged their vows each to the other, have also given and received rings as a marriage office on the island of Jamaica, for the power that is vested in me by God and the state. I now pronounce that you are husband and wife. And George, you may kiss the bride. Don't rush it, George. Don't rush it. Yeah, man.
yeah, man. I love you. Amen.
I'm done.
I love you,
I love
baby.
you. Baby, we did it.
We did it. We did it. Our way.
I'm so happy.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I love you.
I love you.
Today, George and Timi have committed to spend the rest of their lives together. And this relationship is symbolized through the pouring of these individual containers of sand into the main container, after which you have poured, the existing ones will be no more. And just as it is impossible to separate these grains of sand and re-pour them, so will your lives be intertwined in love.
Violet as a color grid, We were running through the fields, you had flowers in your hand. We were all chasing phantoms. Baby, you would hold them still and I'd grab on. Yeah, well if you're scared of the dark, let the rundown street lights be your stars. And then picture swings in the park, and I'll swing with you. Sing it, sing it with me, sing it with me. And we'll go howling at the moon. It's no use living if you're already dead. It's not worth saying if it's already said. Even if it all goes over your head, believe it if you want to. So keep your eyes on the road and your head in the stars. Follow it down the rabbit hole just a little while longer. You can change anything if you want to. Sing it like ooh, if you want to. Sing it like ooh, if you want to. The next time I turn around, you'll have grown into a woman in a single bound. I hope I never take you for granted. Spending time with you is all that I wanted. But I'll go back to when you were small, burning all our favorite records on the CD-ROM. We were splitting headphones in a hammock to a soundtrack we could get lost in. Sing it with me, sing it with me. We'll go howling at the moon. It's no use living if you're already dead. It's not worth saying if it's already said. Even if it all goes over your head, believe it if you want to. So keep your eyes on the road and your head in the stars. Follow it down the rabbit hole just a little while longer. You can change anything if you want to. Sing it like ooh, if you want to. Sing it like ooh, if you want to. If you're scared of the dark, let the rundown street lights be your stars. Let them know who we are, let them shine for you. It's no use living if you're already dead. It's not worth saying if it's already said. Even if it all goes over your head, believe it if you want to. So keep your eyes on the road and your head in the stars. Follow it down the rabbit hole just a little while longer. You can change anything if you want to. Said it's not worth living if you're already dead. It's not worth saying if it's already said. Even if it all goes straight to your head, believe it if you want to. Believe it if you want to.
My first impression of Timi was that she's just an amazing, selfless person. She is a dedicated mother of 3, and just the commitment that she had to her children, and just her selflessness, giving up most of her social life, and just the work ethic that she had, and the tenacity and everything that she does. That was one of the strongest things, aside from her amazing sense of humor and personality and beauty. It was just her commitment as a mother, and raising 3 wonderful, successful children, and just the hard work of being a single mom that really impressed me.
My first impression of George was just a man of honor, a man of real honesty. He just came across to me that first time with just so much honesty and so much integrity, and just the way he talked about family and family values, and obviously God #1 in his life. That was just my first impression was just this man of honor. And soon after that first impression just seemed like it never ended. It was always just such a great feeling to be around him. He was so devoted to his life, to his mother's life. He was so passionate about his life and about people around him and about his country. And so those things just really motivated me to continue on.
Proposed to Timi just about every date we've ever been on, every night that we've spent together, I proposed. But I guess in terms of when the world took notice is after I took her to Prime Meridian for dinner in Baltimore. Then we went to overlook the Baltimore Harbor, and it was a beautiful night, clear skies, stars were out, downtown Baltimore skyline, and went to one knee and proposed to the woman of my dreams, and thanks be to God, she said yes, and that was it.
Yeah, and as he said, everything he said is true, but I must admit, I mean, I would say after the second or third date, he proposed to me every night. It actually felt that way. I mean, we knew early on, and we talked about things, and but honestly, that night at the Prime Rib, we went to the Prime Rib and went down to the Baltimore Harbor, and we just had so much fun. The weather, it was a little chilly. We had on our new down black coat, matching coats, and he was just so romantic. You know, got down on bended knee and asked me for his hand in marriage, and of course, you know, by all means, I accepted. I would have to say, the first time I knew I was in love, honestly, and I hate to admit it, was probably, I'd say, the second date, which was like the second weekend. And when I tell you, it wasn't a matter of, you know, this is just somebody I want to be with. It was just all these great qualities that I've always asked for and looked for in a man, you know, George had. I mean, it was just, he just held me and touched me, and just, you know, we took walks together and just asked me about my passions, and that was just so moving to me. And I knew that I was in love with him on the second date.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was very early on. As the saying goes, it doesn't take a whole day to recognize sunshine. And I knew, you know, pretty much within the first couple of weeks, and I grow to love Timi more and more every day. She's my best friend. We enjoy each other's company. We spend, you know, as much time together as humanly possible, and we just continue to grow the connection. So very early on, probably by week 2, I just knew, and I'm just thankful to God every day that we continue to grow closer.
I'd have to say so many great attributes, but just a couple would be that George just has such a funny sense of humor. He's so charming, and he's actually silly, believe it or not. I think he comes across as, you know, I'm from Mount Vernon, this whole New York, Mount Vernon, heavy D thing, or whatever's going on in Mount Vernon, because I really don't know. But he is the sweetest, most selfless, most just caring guy. And I love him for that.
I would have to say my beautiful wife's best attributes are her thoughtfulness and her just loving, giving heart. You know, she's such a thoughtful person, you know, to her children, to her friends, family. She always wants to do everything for everybody and puts everyone before herself. And you know, it's just a beautiful trait, God-like trait. And beyond that, I would just say her tenacity. She's so hardworking and dedicated and competitive and driven. So the sky's the limit for Timi, and as as her husband, I'll empower her to be everything God has called her to be, and try to be the man of God that He wants me to be for her.
And that's our love story.
And that's our love story.
Love you.